previously on Get Out Alive. 10 teams of 2 are brought to the heart of New Zealand on a quest for adventure.
Welcome to my office.
Transformation.
This is all about revealing character.
And $500,000.
Time to rock and roll. Let's do it. Come on.
On their first journey, teams lost control in a fast glacial river.
Oh, it's not moving!
Then bushwhacked through a forest. On their way to dinner.
We then had to find the food.
Why is Chris jumping in with all his clothes on?
Where Chris risked hypothermia.
Schoolboy error. When he gets out, he'll have nothing trying to change into.
I've never really saw anybody that purple before.
Vanessa and Erica
What do you think we should do? Skin it first?
failed to cook all the meat.
The food team just left the meat sitting on the rock, so it all went to waste.
In the survival test,
If it's your pee, it's yours to drink.
Austin drank his urine the fastest
Jim Austin won the test.
and became the first team to enjoy the feast pit.
We're definitely going to have more fuel in the tank than those guys.
Then at elimination,
You've run your journey, and I've been watching.
the food teams were at risk.
Chris, you did one of the dumbest things I've seen anyone ever do. How much deer did you all eat?
Not enough.
When Esmeralda put the spotlight on herself.
Esmeralda, are you sick?
I think I'll be ready to go tomorrow.
But in the end, it was Vanessa and Erica's lack of contribution that sent them home.
You're out of your depth. You wouldn't get out alive.
Coming up, it's all uphill from here.
I promised some steep terrain.
And the high altitude takes its toll on several teams.
I feel so bad.
Up here, even the smallest mistake
You only get it wrong once.
can have big consequences.
Hit it!
After a demanding survival test, elimination is tough on those who aren't pulling their weight.
I know some of you are hurting. Deal with the pain.
First, that was just a warm-up, you guys. So from here on out, if you find yourself sucking wind, that's when you gotta dig deep and just push. He's looking for trailblazers.
Yeah.
That's the people that are gonna win this thing.
And when Bear gives us our instructions, we need to listen very carefully to what he says, because there were a couple of times we weren't quite sure what to do, so we need to make sure we listen and do exactly what he said. You know, people are learning, adjusting, and I think we'll be better, stronger as a group and stronger as individual teams.
Okay, guys, grab your gear, gather round. Okay, what's the word for this journey? Urgency. You've only got so many hours of daylight to complete your journey and tasks. Don't get caught in the dark. Last journey, you were deep in the valley. This time, you're high in the alpine region. Think smart. Just like last time, there are 4 tasks. First up, obstacle. You'll be doing some proper mountaineering at high altitude. Your task is to get the entire group to the highest point of a very committing ridge. Okay, shelter. For this, you've got tarps and you've got metal poles. Simple, lightweight, perfect for these sort of alpine ascents. Okay, fire. You're going into a super barren landscape up there. There's very little fuel, very little tinder. All you're gonna get, small hexamin blocks. Hexamins are fuel often used in the military. Okay, food. We're in the high alpine ridges, not a lot of food up there. And because there's still 9 teams left, it means you're gonna be sharing tasks. Okay, Robin and Wilson, you're up. Fire.
Oh my God, how do you start a fire when you don't have a lighter?
Okay, Donna and Camden.
Fire again.
Donna and Cannon were actually on the fire team for our first journey, so we were excited that we had some people who knew what they were doing with fire.
Okay, Jeff and Chris. Okay, obstacle.
I was really nervous when we drew obstacle. I knew this one was gonna kind of surprise everyone. We were happy to team with Lucky and Louie. We were confident in their ability, and Lucky's a bit older, but he keeps pace with almost everyone else.
Cardinal Royce, if you can.
We're on food, Bear.
Okay, food. What I want you to be looking out for are these guys. Okay, they're called Spaniards. They're super spiky. Here you go.
Beautiful.
You won't forget that lesson. Okay, but there's edible food in this. You can peel these back. Okay, you can eat those. You can chop up the root, boil it, eat it. Great source of carbohydrate.
Got it. After Journey 1, we made a serious, conscious decision that we're never going to draw food. But once Ryan and Madeline drew it, we were kind of feeling good about it.
Okay, last one up, Esmeralda and Dominic. No more vomiting.
No more.
Good. You're smiling, you look way better. Shelter team, you know what you're doing.
So the shelter team consisted of Austin and Jim, Spencer and Alicia, and Esmeralda and myself.
Right off the bat, we felt that we had a really strong team.
On these tasks, guys, you gotta stick with them. When it's done perfectly, then go and help someone else. I'm judging you on how you perform these tasks, along with your courage, commitment, and positivity. Let's go to the choppers. Don't forget the money.
Teams are being flown up over 5,000 feet into high alpine terrain. The obstacle team's first task will be to navigate up a steep face to a ridge, and from there lead the group to a knife-edge cliff they've got to climb.
Any new adventure that starts with a helicopter ride into the wilderness or into something rough, that tells you it's not where everybody hikes, and that's very exciting.
Coming down on a helicopter, we got dropped off on just a little tiny ridge so high in the mountains. It was definitely a little intimidating right off the bat.
Obstacle team was Jeff and me, Lucky and Louie. Me and Lou would take front, and I was with Lucky to bring up the rear and make sure that people weren't falling behind.
We're at a higher altitude, so no one's used to this.
The first mission that we had was to get the group up an incredibly steep mountainside.
All right, guys, this way.
I promised them steep terrain, and they've got it.
This is rough already. Got it? Is it straight on or left or right?
It's going straight right a little.
This was definitely much bigger than the first journey we faced. We got maybe 100 yards up, and I looked back, and people were already struggling.
Come on, Robin.
Use your arms to help get you there. Come on. Come on, you got it. Come on, Mama. Going up that mountain, it just took my breath away immediately.
Come on, baby.
Luckily, I had Dominic helping me.
Come on, baby. Come on. This way. Get off those rocks. There we go. And then come back to your right. Dude, come on.
We went from our hearts just being, at regular rates to just skyrocketing immediately.
Baby, come on. Come on. You got it. Dominic, you want me to take that back now? Huh?
Yeah, let's lighten that.
All right. Okay. Come on. How you feeling?
It's not Esmeralda.
Everybody right now is winded. All right?
Yeah.
Looks like she's holding them up.
Baby, you're fine.
I mean, Esmeralda was in pain. I mean, she was hurting, and I thought that she wasn't going to make it.
Hey, guys, I apologize. Give us just a second, okay? Baby, you're fine. Listen, baby, a few breathers, okay? Sorry, Esmeralda's really winded, so I apologize.
I know we're high.
You're okay. Don't worry.
How we doing over there, guys?
She's cool. 10 more seconds. She's better pack on now.
Here we go, girl. You got this.
Do it.
It is so mental, her body is capable. She can do it. She's got to push harder.
Just do it.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
You got it, baby.
We're almost there, look.
You got it, baby. Come on, look.
You! Donna okay?
Yeah, she's good.
We're almost there.
Royce and I offer help to people that are struggling, and Mom Donna handed over a bag. Her and Esmeralda struggle the most.
Yeah, we got 56 meters from this point, guys. There we go. Almost to bear.
Whose pack are you carrying, Carl?
Mama Donna's.
What's wrong with Mama Donna?
Just need a little help.
Good job, girl.
You all right, Donna?
Donnie, you need some water? Yeah. You're not gonna let it.
Okay, good effort. Are you ready for the hard part?
Coming up.
You're going up a steep cliff here with super loose rock.
And later.
Wilson's starting to shoot. You're struggling. You guys are both weak links in this team. Okay, good effort. Are you ready for the hard part? Okay, everybody harnesses on. Listen up, you're gonna work in 4 teams, each led by 1 member of the obstacle team. What we're gonna do is a continuous running line of climbers, all the way up this cliff. All the way along here, there are anchor points. As you move, you clip into one. This cliff is steep, with super loose rock. Look after each other. You only get it wrong once.
It's one thing to hike to the top of a mountain, but to actually climb, this is totally extreme.
Let's go.
Wait till I clip on her. I really was nervous being the first person to start it off. I had no idea where the loops were spaced out, where I was hooking up to. All right?
Considered, committed, courageous. Keep just looking at what your hands and your feet are doing. And don't look down.
You're grabbing rocks that are falling back. So it was a little hairy. We don't even have mountains in Alabama. Not at all. Scary when some of the rocks start slipping.
Chris on the front, pretty cool.
I got tension, hang tight. And unclipping.
Louie, she was stressing out.
And I'm not looking down. Looking straight up.
These guys are roped, because down there is a 1,000-foot drop.
That focuses the mind a bit.
Hands and feet, Robin. Hands and feet. You got this. What is it?
Robin!
Are we there yet?
Yep.
Thanks, Chris, our fearless leader.
Oh my God, man. This view is insane. Getting that much closer to heaven.
Never in my wildest dreams thought I would do anything like this. But then when I look out here, I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity. I know my parents are looking at me right now, and this is awesome.
The teams behind us still aren't up. They're not even over that first ledge.
Y'all continue to watch your hand and foot placement. How we doing?
Hold on, Ryan, hold on.
Oh, I'm slipping. It was scary. What if I just slipped? Or what if one of these rocks just broke under my feet? I'm slipping.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, left leg, up. Oh, look at that, look at that.
Good job.
Okay.
There they are. See something.
See something?
Yeah. Had a kid, Ryan!
Yeah!
Hey.
I just want to see that last group come up. I'm not nervous. I just want to get a visual on them. My mom's down there, and I know Wilson's down there.
Sit for a second. Just rest here.
Yeah.
1 second. Wait on Wilson.
I see something.
That rock was huge, but I loved it, honestly. I really think I found a new passion.
I have never done anything remotely close to this. This was awesome.
After we got done with the obstacle, I handed my GPS over to food team. Ryan, Royce, Madeline, and Kyle.
From the summit, the food team must navigate down 2,000 feet through bands of loose, treacherous rock and grassland to where they can harvest Spaniard plants to eat.
We're going downhill, so we should be able to keep a good pace and not have to take so many water breaks.
We wanted to make sure that we got to the food in time so we'd have time to cook it, and we wanted daylight, you know, to put up the shelters.
I got you, baby. I got you. I got your backpack. Nice and easy, okay?
You want to group up? You want to keep it?
I think we just need to keep the pace up next time.
All right, let's go. They're moving way too fast. I mean, we got to understand what other teams are capable of.
I have a bad leg, and I broke my femur in 12 places. My leg was killing me, but I just had to, like, believe in myself, in my heart, I can keep going, and that's what I was telling those people that were behind me. Good job!
Friends, there's holes down here. Pay attention to where you're stepping.
This is craziness. We reached these crazy grass hills that have these hidden holes in them that you think you're stepping on something and you're totally not. So it's really unnerving.
This is really rough stuff right here. You gotta be careful.
The grass is so much more treacherous than the rock.
One member of any team going down would really hurt the whole group, so it's scary.
We got one more downhill and then we're evening out a little.
Coming up.
Up all you some good old earthworms.
Wait, drop them.
And later.
Let's go.
I feel so bad.
Don't cry.
I'm not kidding. I'm just...
Don't make excuses.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh no, it's good. I was so freaked out and scared, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I wasn't scared for me. I was scared for her.
It's just a lot of deep holes.
I just really need a breather.
Okay.
My legs are completely stuck.
Okay.
I got super frustrated because we're within eyesight of your spot. Take this time and really dig deep right now and just go.
Pick up the pace, guys.
Esmeralda, Donna, Robin, and Wilson, you know, those three teams, I think, are potentially up next to be eliminated.
They're the kindest people in the world. They have hearts of gold.
Right. They're great people.
Yeah.
Next time he says, who was holding you up? There's no debating that.
How you doing, Robin?
I'm gonna get there. I'm a little slow.
We found food! So right now, guys, we have reached the point called food. I did not want to run out of daylight, so I was really grateful that other teams jumped in getting the plants out of the ground. If you need help or assistance, anybody in light blue or teal can help you. I love all of you.
I reckon everybody's gonna have some blood on us digging these things.
You could fall asleep right here.
A lot of the people that were slower weren't really concerned about helping the group gather food at this point.
So we're good. No more digging. After we collected all the Spaniards, we handed the GPS over to the shelter team, which consisted of Jim and Austin, Dominic and Esmeralda, and Alicia and Spencer.
Looks like camp is that way. Head them up and move them out. Watch your step, guys. We literally have a football field to walk. Come on, let's go, guys. That looks like our campsite right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Look how soft that is.
Guys, we're probably going to be setting up shelter right there.
So, put it in the ground.
Is something like that gonna stay, babe?
We realized that we were on a cushion of just moist, wet moss, and the stakes wouldn't even come close to staying up.
I mean, if that's shelter, you might as well just lay on the tarp and just...
Let me see.
Well, what this is going to do
Because
is...
you had to bury it so much.
Well, it's similar to...
That's not going to come out. It's not going to just rip out.
Well, but they catch the wind.
I think at that time, Alicia's stress levels increased because...
Difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I have a pounding headache. This is not happening. I have to get out of here. I think it all caught up to me, and I was just exhausted. I feel like such a baby.
You're okay though, baby. You kicked ass.
I mean, they never... I'll be fine.
Everybody was a bit stressed, but eventually we start setting up shelters.
It's not the Taj Mahal, but I guess it'll work.
Okay, so we put this on the rock.
Yep.
We recognized that we had hexamen, and we went with that. Just light the wrapper. We're gonna get it.
Okay.
Come on, we gotta do this.
I don't have a... We can't take much more time for a silly spark.
Pull away from it. Right.
Jeff?
Right here.
Are you busy, babe? We just need you for 1 minute.
So bad.
Okay.
What about the
Let me try. I'll try. Let me try this. I got some real quick.
We're trying to get the fire started.
There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, not too quick.
Let it go, let it go.
This is good right here. This is good.
When Robin and Wilson and Donna and Camden drew fire, I actually thought it was the easiest task, and they still had me to come help them.
Let it get some air still.
Even though I'm on the obstacle team.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Listen, much better job up there. So there's not a lot of food up here. You've done well to find a few Spaniards. I brought you something to supplement the Spaniards. And it's just a load of good old earthworms.
All right.
Right.
And you can find a sweet like this. Good protein. It's important, by the way, to chew, otherwise it might come out some weird orifice. Put them in with all of these Spaniards. Think of it like good home stew and get it down, because you need the calories, and this is pure protein, these guys, all right? Robin, see you in the morning for your next survival test. Good job, though, much better today. Love it.
Robin, go ahead and dig in.
Tastes like bean sprouts.
I'm gonna put some of these in there.
These are crawling around in the water. That's gross.
Kyle and I were the only ones who hadn't tried it at this point, and we kind of talked each other into trying one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh! Way to drop them.
Ew, that was terrible, you guys.
I got a really bad one.
Good morning, ladies.
Oh, stretching time.
Hey guys, how'd everybody sleep last night?
We slept.
There's actually more water on the bottom side of the tarp, I think, than there is on the top side.
Yes, it felt like we were in a pillow top mattress, but it was just wet, really cold, and we have a tarp touching our nose with condensation on it, so that's leaking on you, so that gets even colder. Needless to say, I didn't sleep very well.
We're leaving damp camp now.
Damp camp. See you later, alligator.
The fire team was my mom and I and Robin and Wilson.
This is Camden and I's second time to be on the fire team. So I guess we're getting pros at leading the troops out.
It was cloudy all morning, and then as soon as we were beginning the hike, the sun came out.
My jacket's hot. Yeah, I'm gonna hang in the middle. I'll take my jacket off.
Hey guys, we need a second.
You guys coming back there?
You taking it off, Donna?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Why do we need to stop every 100 yards? It's like gonna take us 45 minutes to go a football field.
Everybody okay down there?
We're good.
Whoa! You gotta take a look at this view. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
This is what God looks at from heaven.
Come on, it's not that far. Let's go. Get up. Don't cry. You can't do that.
Camden, I'm just...
I know.
It's better to
I
be
know it's
supportive than knock her down.
She's just gotta dig deep.
I'm sorry. I feel so bad.
Don't make excuses. I know it's hard.
I was a little surprised to hear that coming out of Camden's mouth.
You just have to keep going. That's what we're here for. I'm not here to baby you.
Takes one tree to make a million matches, but just one match to destroy a million trees. Always make sure you properly extinguish your fire. Take care of the wild, and the wild will take care of you. And that's my survival tip of the week, brought to you by Walmart, supplier of all your outdoor needs.
Physically, it's just really taxing, Cannon, when you're 51 years old and you...
There's somebody older than you here. Don't make excuses. I know it's hard. You just have to keep going. That's what we're here for. I'm not here to baby you. I'm here to keep you going.
Oh, whatever. Okay, let's go, everybody.
Come on.
Oh,
that's a spirit, Donna.
That's a spirit.
It's gonna make me cry. I just felt for her so bad. You know, it's like, I can't help but think of my mom doing this, and I wish so badly she could be out here with me, but she's still in physical therapy, and they don't know if she'll ever walk again.
Everybody's like breaking down now. You gotta keep going.
Hang in there a little bit longer. And you might get the piece picked.
I'm gonna try my hardest to get that piece. Literally, if I had to drink my pee right now, I probably would. Seriously.
We are headed into survival test this morning. At this point, it's not as much about being safe from elimination, but it's about the food.
I am looking like the weakest right now, so winning the survival test will mean that we get to eat food. And I know if I eat and I replenish, I can be, 100% for whatever we have to do.
Welcome to some more BG style survival training. Now, living off roots and worms kind of sucks, yeah?
Yeah.
But if there's some possum around or some squirrel, you can hunt. And this is what this survival test is all about. It's improvising a simple weapon that you can hunt with effectively and efficiently. This simple slingshot.
I know to some of you it might seem like kids play, but trust me, do it well, it can keep you alive.
On my mark, you're gonna race through the bushes into the woods.
You're gonna go and cut yourself a Y-shaped branch from a tree.
Collect yourself some pebbles. You're gonna come back to your stations all the way along here.
Then you'll assemble a slingshot with the materials provided. first team to shoot 2 deer skulls off the fence wins.
It means you're safe from elimination tonight, and you get a chance to go to the amazing feast pit. Okay, in addition to being able to brush your teeth that Jim and Austin were able to do, that P&G box has got some new goodies you're gonna love. Okay, you guys ready to show me what you're made of?
Ready!
Hit it!
We take off and we have to run through this massive mound of thorn bushes. I have rashes all down my leg from those stupid things.
I make it through the sticker bushes, no problem, and I'm like running like this. That's mud, everybody!
Right, I'm gonna go start constructing. Hey.
Well, Kyle's already racing back. Find a good V. Just go. Austin's second off the mark. Say that V looks a bit dubious.
Is everybody gone? Almost. I gotta hurry. Come on.
A lot at stake.
Just make sure it's long enough, yeah.
It doesn't matter how we do it. We don't have to do it that exact way. We can do it a different way.
Ryan was trying to do the knots and trying to double them up a lot, but I told him, you know, it didn't matter. Just get it on there where it'll go.
Gotta pick up a bit of pace, otherwise you're gonna miss the boat.
It's 2 strings, not 1.
No, it's not, babe. It's 1.
No, it's 2.
No, it's not, baby.
I gotta have more slack. This has to go up in
No,
there.
it doesn't. You have a whole nother one. Jeez, can you think?
No!
Well, start learning how to think.
Okay, look, I got this one. Can you try that one?
Bear often talks about simplicity, and we tried to overcomplicate our slingshot.
I might have cut the tube too short.
Calm in the storm.
Yeah, I think I did. We need longer tube.
Okay, car's beginning to shoot.
Man, that was close.
Brian and Madeline are getting ready.
That's perfect. Let's get it up and go.
Ah! Esmeralda's starting to shoot.
Almost there.
Is my eye busted open?
Oh.
All right, good.
Jeff starting to shoot. Nice. Wilson's starting to shoot.
Get up. There you go. There you go.
Come, Captain. Oh. Ah, there's a lot of shooting going on down here,
but not a lot of hitting.
Ryan and Madeline, first skull down.
First skull down.
1 more, and they win the survival test. Spencer hits the skull, but it's not hard enough. Oh, looks good. Coming up.
Deliberate fire. You win a trip to the feast pit.
Who will win the feast pit and avoid elimination? And who will be the second team sent home?
You guys would never get out alive.
Ryan and Madeline have 1 more to go. Oh, it looks good. This could be it. Oh, it's not quite gonna do it. All right, let's move it. Everyone's still got a shot to win here.
Okay, we're still waiting for Lucky and Louie, and Donna and Camden, and Jim and Austin.
Hadn't had a lot to eat, so my hands are shaking, and I'm trying to tie this, waxy dental floss.
Jim and Austin starting to shoot. Deliberate fire. Ryan and Madeline, second skull, you win the test. You're safe from elimination, you win a trip to the feast pit, and all those goodies.
All in all, Madeline was the one that won that survival test for us. All I did was shoot and aim. It was all her ingenuity, putting the slingshot together, and wasn't pretty at all, but it got the job done, and that's the only thing that mattered.
Well, everyone else, grab your packs, back to camp. I'm gonna see you at sundown at my camp.
We were so exhausted. That was like our last bit of energy we had to exert, and we didn't win, so it was pretty tough afterwards.
Oh, man.
I'm not even worried about using utensils for this. These burgers.
This looks so good. I needed this reward terribly bad. I mean, considering we haven't ate a real meal in like, what, 6 days?
Yeah. Will you pass me another burger?
Sure will.
You know, just getting out of the tent, just standing up was like physically hard to do, just walking. I don't think I've ever felt like this, honestly. Maybe like when I had a really bad flu, but this is the first time I've ever felt this weak.
Ah, warm water. That's so good.
How good?
Unbelievable. Oh, I'm at home.
No fat when the water overflows.
You're so motivated to win survival tests, knowing how the rewards are. I mean, we couldn't want anything else.
All right, let's see what we got.
Yeah! We found deodorant.
And luckily I had Gillette in there.
And I used Secret at home, so that was like perfect.
Winning something like this and getting food and everything, I mean, it just totally refreshes you physically and mentally. I think we are pretty fired up. We're definitely fueled up and ready to go.
What a day. Oh my goodness. I think today was a little bit tough for my mom, so I tried to push her a little bit and help her, you know, really dig deep, and it was just hard. It's just really hard.
Landon helped so much, and she was trying so hard to motivate me and toughen me up.
But I was telling Spence, I'm like, I'd be really bummed to see you go. I really would.
I'm not ready to go home. Oh, my baby girl.
How's everybody feeling?
Much better.
Of course, going into elimination, we're certainly nervous.
I don't want to go home yet. The journeys have been amazing.
Yeah.
It has been tough,
Yep.
but I've not complained once about it. I've done it. Are we at risk? Probably.
Whoever goes home, I love you.
Hugs for everyone before we leave.
I think my mom and I, Robin and Wilson, and Esmeralda and Dominic, the three of us will definitely be in the hot seat.
We just need to attach the shoes to our bags when we need to start walking.
Yes.
The reality is, somebody's going home tonight. The journey was hard, so the nerves are high.
Coming up.
Bad job of leading the task in the
I
morning.
don't think it was bad.
Who didn't eat the worms? Okay, heroes, come on in, grab a log, drop your packs. Okay, I know some of you are hurting. But this is what this experience is all about. It's about facing those feelings and then walking through them. $500,000 on the table. Deal with the pain. Okay, first up, Ryan and Madeline. You won the survival test. So you're safe from elimination. Let's dive into the journey. Let's start with the hike. Chris and Jeff, you were leading the obstacle team.
Yes, we were, with Lucky and Louie.
How was it for you guys?
There were some struggles early on. With Esmeralda, but we got her confidence up and it helped her get through the rest of it.
Esmeralda?
It was really hard. My heart was beating so fast. But I had Dominic, you know, constantly telling me, you can do it, you got this, and I made it up there.
Okay, good, that's what it's about. And Donna, how did you feel about Esmeralda?
The beginning hit her pretty hard, but she got down that rock face, and I mean, I'm so proud of her. Bear, you have no idea.
Donna, the hike was hard.
Yeah, the hike was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life physically.
And you've given birth to a girl.
Yeah.
Wow. Robin, how was it for you?
It was hard. These little legs locked up, but reaching the top was fantastic. Yesterday, I was close to God.
Wilson, you're at the back there.
It was tough, and there was no denying it. And when I could move forward, I'd definitely take a quick break to try to recharge.
I think sometimes when we would get to a stop point and Wilson would like lay down.
Oh, that
was
probably was the worst of it. But I wasn't always at the back. There were opportunities where I did just try to push through it.
Everybody here's got two legs that are hurting. But what these mountains draw out of you is, you know, the oomph to drive you up there. So, Camden, who took control of building the fire?
We all kind of did. It was really tough. So I let Wilson take over, and it was...
So you got it going?
No, I didn't.
Who lit the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff, how was lighting the fire?
It was difficult. I originally attempted the same way that they were, and I felt that I wasn't able to get enough spark, so I lifted up the rock so I could kind of set my knife on top of it and then pull, and ultimately that was what worked to get the fire started.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, guys. You know, you got to keep improvising. And ultimately, Jeff, who's in charge of the obstacle team, was the only person who was smart enough to think up a way around the problem and manage to get a fire going. Jeff and Chris, so you guys have listened. You've upped your game massively. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so I turned up with the worms. What did I tell you to do with the worms?
Eat them up, cut them up, and put them in our...
Who didn't eat the worms?
I had one. And I was afraid I was going to throw up. It's really hard for me to eat things that are crawling around.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Sluggish.
Survival food is not pretty. Put your squeamishness aside. It's not gonna taste nice. It sure ain't gonna look nice, but you need the energy.
Yeah.
Austin, talk me through your whole worm experience.
I started to get the shakes because I was hungry, and I grabbed about 3 handfuls and just stuck it in and swallowed it because I wanted to be able to continue to pull my own weight.
The person who's going to survive here is the person who listens to what I say and does it. Fire team led the group out of camp this morning. Jeff, how did that go?
I think there was a bit of frustration. I felt like we shouldn't have been held up at any time.
And I just feel terrible that, yeah, it's all me. It's all on me.
What's all on you?
It's not on her at all.
What's all on you?
If I was supposed to lead, I needed to go ahead and lead. And I wanted really badly to redeem myself from the day before. And dadgummit,
From where I'm sitting, if I'm judging you guys on performance of your tasks, you guys were both in charge of the fire team. Jeff lights the fire. Bad job of leading the task in the morning.
I don't think it was bad. It was rough. I don't think it was bad. I think it could have gone a little smoother.
But I'm seeing lots of other people shaking heads.
Well, then they can shake their heads. We got where we were going.
The only
know?
thing that I would add was Donna. She was probably 3/4 of the way back. Some people were sort of shaking their head at that point in time.
I want to say something.
Camden, what's up? Camden, talk to me.
I'm just really emotional right now because I know how much my mom has given to this team, and even though she's exhausted, she's still supporting everybody in other ways, and I just don't want that to ever be overlooked. And I think in her life, a lot of her contributions have been overlooked, and I want to be the one now to give her the credit for it.
I understand. Esmeralda, you're quiet. Just tell me your thoughts. Esmeralda, tell me what you're thinking. Beyond, when do I get to eat?
I was like in a daze until you said my name. Honestly, I was still feeling weak without the food. I clearly didn't eat enough worms.
For me, the lesson is this whole story comes down to the guys who move with purpose, move with intent, are being held up by people who are slow. But then you're not slow because you're slow people. You're slow because you're not doing what you've been told.
All right, 3 teams aren't pulling their weight, and they're dragging the rest of the group down.
Esmeralda, well, you said to me, I've got more, I can give more. You said you'd try. All I'm seeing from you is that vacant 1,000-yard stare. I've seen it before with people on mountains, and it worries me. Donna and Camden, you're struggling. Donna, you're way behind. Robin and Wilson, again, struggling. You guys are both weak links in this team. Okay, I've made up my mind. This is hard, but the wild is always revealing. Dominic and Esmeralda, you're a team. The team's only as strong as the weakest link. You guys would never get out alive. You come in hand in your knives.
I felt like I did good on the first 2 journeys. I felt like I was her rock, but we didn't win.
I definitely saw growth in Dominic. I don't think he let me down. He was actually the person who, drove me to the end. Thank you.
Well, it's as much for your own safety as anything else. You should be proud of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's strong and he's a rock. And you're gonna feel way better soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you.
Good job, guys.
Later, dude.
You survive, you're another rung up the ladder. I want you to go back to your camp. I want you to rest up, look after your feet, hydrate. At dawn, rotor those helicopters are going to be turning and burning, heading for the new journey. You're going to love it, guys. Well done.
Thank you.